In Indian polity, we are going to discuss about Article 21, that is protection of life and personal liberty. So this is one of the most important fundamental right of the Indian Constitution. Okay, so our Supreme Court also said that Article 21 is the heart of the fundamental rights. Okay, so Article 21, it provides two rights to the persons. Here persons means citizens and non-citizens. Okay, so Article 21 is applicable to the both citizens and foreigners also. They can enjoy Article 21. Okay, so two rights are right to life and right to personal liberty. So there is no person shall be deprived of his life or personal liberty except according to procedure established by law. Okay, so here procedure established by law is a principle. We adopted this principle from the Japanese constitution. Okay, so this important concept is only against the executive point of view. So the courts can inquire or involve in the executive or government activities regarding the laws. Okay, so the courts cannot able to question the legislative or law making body. Okay, this is the procedure established by law. So we can say that a procedure established by law is a narrow concept. Okay, while comparing to the due process of law. Okay, so there are two important cases regarding the Article 21 interpretation. Okay, so Supreme Court interpret the constitution on the basis of principle of liberal interpretation. Okay, so what is principle of liberal interpretation? This is one of the doctrine of Supreme Court while interpret the constitution. This is very important doctrine regarding the interpretation of the Supreme Court regarding Article 21 or anything. Okay, so first one is A.K. Gopalan versus State of Madras. So Gopalan, he was a communist leader in India and he was doing always strikes and burns against the government for the welfare of the people. Okay, so he was arrested under preventive detention act 1950. Okay, and Gopalan filed a case in Supreme Court because his fundamental right, that is Article 21, is affected. Okay, so in this case Supreme Court given judgment as narrow interpretation. Okay, so there is a narrow interpretation regarding Article 21. Okay, so Article 21, the Supreme Court held that Article 21 is only the right against the arbitrary executive action. Okay, it is not against arbitrary legislative action. Okay, this means state can deprive the right to life and personal liberty of a person based on the law. Okay, so the state can deprive the right to life and personal liberty based on the law. Law means procedure established by law. Okay, and one more thing is Article 21 is the right against the state only, not against the private individuals. Okay, so if any private individuals his or her Article 21 was violated, so he can go to the Supreme Court for the fundamental rights violation point of view, and the remedy will be given to that particular person on the basis of general law. Okay, it means under Article 226 he or she will get the justice from the Supreme Court or High Court. Okay, so finally it said that if the case is unreasonable or unfair or injustice, the law cannot be questioned in any court. Okay, so Supreme Court held that personal liberty means body or person, it means individuals. Okay, so the personal liberty related to the body or organization, individuals. Okay, not other meaning. Okay, so next important case is Manuka Gandhi versus Union of India 1978. Okay, so in this case, Supreme Court overruled its judgment in the Gopalan case by taking a wider interpretation of Article 21. Okay, so in first case the Supreme Court behaved like narrow concept. Okay, in this case it takes a wide interpretation in Article 21. Okay, so Manuka Gandhi, he was wife of Sanjay Gandhi and she applied for the passport and she received. but within 7 days of his of receiving the passport, she would to be return the passport to the regional passport office. Okay, in that time Manuka Gandhi asked for the reasons for returning the passport. Okay, so there is no reason. So without reason her fundamental right was violated. Okay, so total article 14, 19 and 21, three fundamental rights were violated, and she filed a case in Supreme Court for the violation of the fundamental rights. Okay, so in this case Supreme Court involved in the constitution as wider interpretation. Okay, so we can say that article 21 is the umbrella of rights. Due to the A.K. Gopalan versus State of Madras and Maneka Gandhi versus Union of India case and other subsequent cases, there are so many rights were included in Article 21. That's why we can call this Article 21 as the umbrella of rights. Okay. So Supreme Court overruled its judgment in A.K. Gopalan case by taking a wider interpretation. Okay. So here in first case, Supreme Court can involve in the executive point of view only, not in the legislative. That is procedure established by law. Okay. So in this case, right to life and personal liberty can be deprived by a law. Okay, can be deprived, but the procedure established by law must be reasonable, fair and justiciable. Okay, without reasonable, without fair, without justiciable, the person's right to life and personal liberty cannot be away. Okay, and Supreme Court, first time Supreme Court introduced due process of law. Okay, so we adopted this due process of law from the American Constitution. Okay, so what is due process of law? It means there is a legislative and executive organ. Okay, legislative means law making body, executive means law implementing body. So courts can involve and it can inquire into the legislative and executive organs regarding their nature and problems of the laws. Okay, so it means 360 angles it can inquire. Okay, so this is the due process of law. So Article 21, the protection should be available not only against the arbitrary executive action but also against the arbitrary legislative action also. Okay, so this was the judgment which was given in Maneka Gandhi versus Union of India by the Supreme Court. Okay, so the modifications are the arbitrary legislative action and executive action must be fair and reasonable and justiciable. Okay, and personal liberty has wide meaning, so it covers a variety of rights comes under the personal liberty. Okay, so Supreme Court said some rights were covered under Article 21 through Maneka Gandhi case and subsequent cases. Okay, so right to live with human dignity, right to privacy, right to livelihood, right to shelter, right to sleep, right to health, and right to electricity. Okay, so these are very important rights under Article 21 through Maneka Gandhi case and subsequent cases. Okay, so we can say that Article 21 is the umbrella of rights. Okay.